that's either really good or really bad. Hello guys, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. I am Lucy and today I'm going to be telling you how I got my job with Virgin Voyages, and I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to get your job with Virgin Voyages as well. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see some more cruise ship content. But as for now, let's get into the video. So firstly, I'm going to talk a little bit about my story with Virgin Voyages, and then later in the video I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to improve your chances on getting a job with Virgin. So first things first, I actually work for a company called Harding Retail, and they are based in Bristol. Now, Harding Retail are effectively an agency that employs staff to work in the shops on board ships. Now, when you get a job for Harding Retail, they work with a lot of different cruise lines. So you have the opportunity to go on Royal Caribbean, MSC, Norwegian, Viking, so many different cruise lines. And it just so happened that Harding Retail have also managed to get the Virgin Voyages contract. So me working for Harding, I had the opportunity to work on Virgin Voyages' brand new ship, the Scarlet Lady. So I found out about Virgin Voyages when I was working on board a P&O ship. And I loved P&O, really loved P&O, had a fantastic time, but I was coming to the end of my second contract for P&O, and I just thought, you know what, I really fancy a change of scenery, change of how we do things, but I still really like my job. So basically I applied. I thought, right, I'm going to apply for Virgin Voyages because there was like emails going around within Harding basically saying, we've got this new contract with Virgin Voyages and you can apply now. So I was like, okay, I'll apply. So I spent about a week crafting a application letter, an email, basically saying why I wanted to work for Virgin and what I would bring to their team. And I spent a lot of time on this letter. There was a lot of people who proofread it before I sent it away. But anyway, I finally did send it away to Harding Retail, and basically there was 2 steps. So I had to be approved by Harding to work on Virgin Voyages because it was quite a high profile contract. And then if they approved me, which they did, then it would pass on to Virgin Voyages. So you had to be accepted by both Harding Retail and Virgin Voyages. So my application letter, Harding were like, yeah, that's fine. So they sent that off to Virgin and basically said, these are the people that have applied. These are the people that we think you should really kind of look into. And then out of that selection of people, Virgin Voyages then decided who they wanted to work on board their ship in the shops on board. So probably about a month, maybe 2, I would say a month after I sent this letter off, I then had a phone interview for Virgin Voyages. And I was so nervous. I was told to, you know, like, I was given a list of questions and they were like, yep, these are the questions that they might add, so, or might ask. So, you know, make sure you have some good answers. So I did. I studied for ages. So I went into this phone interview. I was like, I am going to knock this out of the park. Like, great, it's going to be good. And we were on the phone for, I think, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And that was my phone interview for Virgin Voyages. And I don't know if it was like that for everyone. But I was like, that's either really good or really bad. Like, I've either definitely got the job or I definitely haven't. So I was really on the fence because I was like, oh, okay, I thought I'd be quite good for this. But I'd like to think that I've got it, but I don't want to be too confident and then find out that I haven't got it. So anyway, and didn't hear anything. So I had the phone interview, and then it almost kind of all went quite quiet, and I was finishing my contract on P&O anyway, so I wasn't too focused on, you know, waiting around for an answer, thank God. But anyway, just before I finished my contract on P&O, I think it was like 3 days before I came home, I found out that I had got the job and that I would be going on Virgin Voyages' brand new ship, the Scarlet Lady, in January of 2020. So that was an amazing day, an amazing accomplishment, and I was just so happy that I got the job. And I guess you could say that I had a little bit of an advantage because I was already kind of one step ahead, because I was working for the agency that Virgin Voyages were using. However, there is absolutely no reason why you can't get a job with Virgin Voyages if you've never worked on a cruise ship before. So I did join Virgin Voyages, the Scarlet Lady, in January, and I've now come home because of Corona, but I shouldn't say it so happy. I've now come home because of Corona, which actually is the right tone that I should say that in. But anyway, I've now come home because all cruise ships have stopped sailing. However, I will be going back later this year, and Virgin Voyages have a lot of new ships coming out, so they will be taking applications and hiring for their current ship and their new ship, the Valiant Lady. So that was my little story on how I got my job with Virgin Voyages, and now I'm going to give you some suggestions on how you can apply and hopefully get the job. And then I'll see you there. But basically on Instagram, you ask me questions all the time. That's what my Instagram's there for, Cruising as Crew. You ask me questions and I answer them. And the number one question that I get is, how do I apply for cruise ships / Virgin Voyages? There's a lot of Virgin Voyages. So I'm going to tell you. And this is specifically for Virgin Voyages. Other cruise lines, maybe I'll do a video on that, but now just Virgin Voyages. It's on LinkedIn. That is where Virgin Voyages do all their hiring applications. It's all through LinkedIn. So I will leave the link in the description box to Virgin Voyages job page, and basically you can look through all the advertisements, so all the jobs that they're looking to fill, and then you literally just click apply and apply. If I could apply for you, I would, but unfortunately you will have to do that yourself. But yes, if you click the link below, then that will take you straight to the application page, so it saves you kind of searching for it. There's a hellish amount of jobs that you can do on board and different departments to work in. So maybe before you go to that page, really have a think about what you would like to do. You might already know, you might have worked on cruise ships before, but if you haven't, and this is your first time, but you know that you want to work on Virgin Voyages, then just really have a think about what you would like to do, and, you know, scroll through their advertisements and see if anything pops out. So that is where you apply. But I'm going to give you some things that they're really looking for, which will hopefully make you stand out amongst the thousands of people that are applying. So the first one is personality. Like, that is something that they have made really clear that they're looking for, and was very clear to me that that's really what they had looked for, because when I joined in January, so I was on the Scarlet Lady for 2 months before I got sent home because of Corona. So I spent 2 months getting to know everyone, and I have never met such a charismatic bunch of people in all my life. Everyone is so lovely, is so friendly, has such an amazing personality, like really off the wall, really just, you know, obviously there's some quiet people, but there's just such an array of personalities, but everyone is so friendly. Everyone is so lovely and genuine, and I love that. You know, Virgin Voyages have really worked hard to build this community of great crew members. So it's a really, really lovely place to be. But what I'm trying to say is, when you have your phone interview or Skype interview, whatever it may be yourself and show your personality as much as you can, because that's what will get you the job. You know, realistically, like, let's say you are let's say you're interviewing to be on the bars, you know, be a mixologist or a bartender or something, and there's two people that have got exactly the same experience behind the bar. They're both really lovely people, like, you've both got the same thing, but one of you has just a really great personality. That will get you the job. So actually, that's advice for pretty much every interview, but especially for Virgin Voyages. Make sure your personality comes across, because it is something that they're really looking for. And then my second tip is environment. So Virgin Voyages have made amazing changes so that they're more eco-friendly. Like, they have no single-use plastics, they've changed their fuel, and I cannot remember the name, but it's basically a lot more eco-friendly than a lot of other cruise ships. They do a lot of beach cleanups. Like, they're really trying to be the best that they can be for the environment. So if you have done anything that helps the environment, or you have a passion for helping the environment, let that shine through as well. An example that I gave when I wrote my letter was that I had done a few beach cleanups, you know, and it doesn't have to be a beach cleanup. Just say you're really into recycling, or you don't use straws, or you know, you only buy sustainable clothing, or whatever it is. Like, show your passion for the environment, because that is something that they are passionate about. And you know, if the company's goals align with yours, then that's a match made in heaven, right? So my two big tips are personality and caring for the environment, because those are the two major things that they are looking for. So let that shine through. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you do apply to Virgin Voyages and if you used any of these tips. Please press like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.